steering the ship, keeping me
Keeping you together.
keeping me together. All right, so let's move on. Let's talk about so there's a press conference this morning regarding a program by Governor Josh Stein. We heard from Governor Josh Stein, but the program exactly is a workforce and apprenticeship program, an initiative that the governor has laid out and that he supports to help bolster North Carolina's economy. Our Myles Harris was there covering it. He's now in studio.
What's up, twin? Come on now.
What's up, man? How you doing,
twin?
How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. It's kind of crazy because I know you're talking about it as far as like what this council and what those efforts are. It's kind of it's very layered and it's very heavy as far as what all it is, but. It's good, though, at the same time, because obviously what they're trying to do here in a nutshell is they're really trying to make sure that the younger generation, and even adults, though, too, to a degree, are aware of the opportunities when it comes to having a successful career path and how to really navigate in that direction. So one of the examples that they were talking about, though, was being at Central Piedmont, knowing that they have a lot of hands-on programs for these students, a community college, and really helping the kids and the students, and even, like I said, the young adults, really navigating their way into knowing that there are good paying jobs that can also even out and even happen outside of that as well. So it was a really good opportunity to kind of learn about this council, learn about their efforts, and really why this is here. Because, I mean, Nick, you're like me. Yeah. We were in high school, and even a little bit before that, though, too, you heard there are opportunities there, right? Well, this is that chance to have people learn more about it, know about it, and also know how they can kind of keep good paying jobs as well, man.
What kind of jobs are we talking about?
So a lot of these were more of like engineering and type of programs in that way. A lot of hands-on type of stuff, though, too. Stuff that's probably a little above my pay grade, if I'm being honest. And equipment that I'm not good enough to touch, if I'm being honest. But it was really cool to kind of see that, and we actually got to hear from a couple of students that you'll see in my story today as well, kind of talk about that impact as well. Because both of them were also like, I would have never have thought that I'd be doing this, and also having a full-time job. So like some of these kids, or some of the students rather, they're even doing a full-time job or having a part-time job that applies to a career that they want to pursue, but also going to school at the same time. And so knowing about that, and I think one of the biggest things that really stuck out in my ear, though, too, is hearing the governor talk about those opportunities, though, right? But there's a lot of people that don't know about those opportunities. And so they have like an 11-goal list. I'm not going to read off every single one of those. But one of the things that, like I said, really stuck out to me was learning that they're trying to make those opportunities more aware, knowing that there are tools like Central Piedmont's Community College and the programs that they have, though, as well, that there are opportunities that can come from those as well, and just letting people know about it so that they can choose that path or have that opportunity to have a good paying job. I mean, we all talk about it, that there's people that are feeling like, I don't have the job that pays what I'm worth, or whatever the case may be. Here's a chance to kind of navigate in that direction, I think. So
what I immediately thought about was I covered Governor Cooper as he was in office, his second term, his last term, and that was a big initiative for him. And bringing awareness to these technical colleges, these community colleges, because a four-year school can be outside of your price range. And also there are careers there. I mean, they're honestly, just putting it in perspective and making it personal for me, I didn't know anybody. My brother was the first person I knew that went to a traditional four-year college. I didn't know anybody that went to.
That's the case for a lot of people, though. It really is. It really is. And so, I'm not trying to take it away from you, but like that. And I think there's still people that think that I need to go to a four-year school to get to a good-paying job, and that's one of the things they're trying to say is not the case here, though. Either I've heard him say it a bunch of times during this presser, but like you don't have to go to a four-year school. You can start the path of going to a community college first, saving a couple bucks. Let's be honest here as well, and then going into that direction. But I think the other part of that, though, too, is the opportunity, but also the hands-on experience, right? I mean, you were in the field just like I was, though, too. I mean, you learned a lot in school, but really what got to it is, for me, even once I got into the newsroom, knew about that sense of time, knowing about a camera, knowing about a teleprompter, knowing about a deadline, right? So figuring those things out really helped, and I think this is exactly what they're aiming for with this council, with this basically this whole presser. That's what this all is about, and so I hope that this is like a start launching point, but they talked about it's the building blocks, man. It's the building blocks.
What time can folks, you mentioned it, your story, you know, you gave us a little tease. What time can folks?
I got to do it before where you do, man. No.
Come on, tell folks, check out your story.
5 o'clock, man. 5 o'clock today is going to be on air, but of course, if you missed it, it's going to be on the stream here. It's going to be online as well, but 5 o'clock is when we're aiming for. So
Myles Harris, I'm not going to say your middle name. Myles Harris, thank you for your time, man.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you guys, man.
All right, man. That's Myles Harris. Again, you can catch his story at 5. And in case you missed it, the press conference earlier with Governor Stein, here's that press conference from earlier. Let's take a listen in.
So that was awesome. Thank you for sharing a little bit about your experience here, your opportunity to get the training and certificates that you need to prepare yourself for a career, but at the same time, you're on the job, putting it to practice, earning income, and starting your career. So just what a tremendous set of examples you all are. Dr. Diedemeyer, thank you so much for having us. It is always wonderful and inspiring to be at Central Piedmont Community College. Dr. Jeff Cox, president of the system, Senator Eddie Settle, want to thank you all for being here. They are 2 of the 3 co-chairs of the Council on Workforce and Apprenticeships that I formed a few months ago. Their 3rd member is Secretary Lee Lilly of the Department of Commerce, couldn't be here today. They operate within the NC Works Commission, and my goodness, they got chartered in March and they have hit the ground running, and they're already issuing their first report today. What their work is fundamentally about is the promise of this state, which is that if you work hard, where you come from should never limit how far you can go in life. And that every person in North Carolina should have a fair shot at success, whether that's starting a small business or getting a good paying job. To deliver on that promise to our people, there is not one single path towards success. And a person shouldn't have to get a 4-year degree in order to earn an income enough to support their family. North Carolina is headed in the right direction. We've recruited new businesses, helped existing ones that are already here to expand and grow, and have created tens of thousands of jobs in recent years. We've been ranked in the top 2 states for business 4 years running. There is a lot to be proud of and a lot of credit, enough credit to go around. But we cannot just rest on our laurels. In a very competitive world, which we live in, other states want what we have here in North Carolina. We cannot afford to leave anyone's talents on the sidelines. We have to tap the potential of every North Carolinian. The people of this state are our greatest asset. So to invest in the state's future, we have to invest in our people. Today, the Council on Workforce and Apprenticeships is announcing 11 goals that will put us on track to deliver the promise of North Carolina. Before you can develop a strategy, you first have to decide, where do you want to go? What are your goals? And that's what they have done today. This team of community college leaders, business leaders, educators, legislators, they've worked hard to figure out, what does success look like for us in North Carolina when it comes to workforce development? Well, it looks like 2 million North Carolinians having industry-valued credential or degree like they can get here at Central Piedmont. It looks like doubling the number of registered apprentices in North Carolina over the next 4 years. It looks like reducing the state government staff vacancy rate. And it looks like developing a plan to integrate AI and build a future-ready workforce. These are just a few of the ways we're looking to build the workforce of today and tomorrow so that more people can have good jobs with good wages, and so that businesses want to keep coming to North Carolina and those that are here keep wanting to grow. I'll leave it to the council leaders who will follow to talk more about the specifics and the process, but I want folks in North Carolina to know this, that so long as I am your governor, no state will outwork North Carolina when it comes to developing our workforce. Today, I'm here to say that careers are made in North Carolina. Opportunities are made in North Carolina. Futures are made in North Carolina, and it starts right here at our community colleges. Thank you, and I now will invite forward Senator Settle. Senator Settle.
You know, sometimes all you need are opportunities to get ahead in life, and I want to thank the governor for the opportunity that he has given us with Dr. Cox and Lee Lilly and this council for this work. It was an opportunity for us to give someone else an opportunity, and a lot of people today, they just want a hand up, just to give us a lead and help us a little, and we can go from there. And we're proud today to announce these goals that our council has agreed on. Each of the goals is important, and each one will require us all to work together to benefit the state of North Carolina. The full report is available online, and I encourage all of you to go online and read it. Been a lot of work that has been on there from staff that has worked tirelessly, and the rest of us, and we do appreciate that. And I want to highlight some things and some of these goals across the state, including rural North Carolina, where I come from, and Sasha from Lincoln County, who told me she drives 45 minutes to school, which is a great for her, and she's took advantage of these opportunities. And I noticed that she said she got a flyer at school. We've got to do better than that. We've got to let these kids know through coaching at school or something that these opportunities are there for them. Yep. So thank you, Sasha, for being here. The council set a goal by graduation that every public high school and every student in North Carolina, big cities, small towns, have completed coursework and results in transferable credit and credit certifications, preparation for their future pathway, or technical education, CTE, JROTC, and pre-apprenticeship. We want to thank all these graduates. And we've got 3 statewide sector-based workforce development strategies. Those strategies include manufacturing, education, and healthcare. And finally, we want to recruit, and this is huge, 50,000 employers. Give these folks a job. We need 50,000 employers, and we've got them in North Carolina. As the governor said, 2 or 4 years we've been at the top in recruiting business, so we've got people. We need those folks. The council's achieved 11 goals we set. We need the employers, big, small, to enjoy us, to join in, and your voice and partnership is key. We want to work with you. The work is not easy, but it's important. We're going to roll up our sleeves, and I think it's especially important that we have our 4 members of our General Assembly, Representative Austin, Senator Applewhite, and Representative Winslow, and myself from the General Assembly, working to make our economy grow. And I want to, before I introduce our next gentleman, to tell you just a small story. I was a county commissioner before I went to the Senate, and I was at Cape Fear Community College with our county commission board. And I sat with a commissioner from that college, and I said, "What's the greatest thing you ever did for economic development for this county?" And he said, "It was easy. We give our kids a 2-year opportunity to go to Cape Fear." I text Jeff Cox, who is our college president at the great state of Wilkes Community College. And I said, "What do we need?" And he said, "We need about $10 million. And I said, "The county commissioners will guarantee $1 million on the phone, and we need to get the rest." And Jeff worked hard, and our people did, and we got that. And if you live in Wilkes County now, you can go to the community college for free. Wow. And you've got this opportunity for the next step. And with that, I want to introduce the man himself, Dr. Jeff Cox.
All right, so you're watching Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. I'm Nick Sturtevant. That was part of the press conference from this morning announcing that workforce program initiative that Myles was in here earlier explaining. Again, you can catch a story this evening at 5 o'clock on WCNC Charlotte and here on WCNC Plus.